Why the Jewish people have faced so many conflicts throughout history. Throughout human history, few peoples have faced as many trials, exiles, and wars as the Jewish people. Their story stretches back thousands of years. A story of faith, survival, and resilience in the face of relentless challenges. To understand why the Jewish people have so often been caught in conflict, we need to look at both history and geography, faith and politics, and the unique role they've played in world civilization. It begins in the ancient Middle East, in the land once known as Canaan, later called Israel. According to historical and biblical sources, the Israelites formed a small kingdom here over 3,000 years ago. But this land, located between Egypt and Mesopotamia, was surrounded by empires that constantly fought for dominance. From the Assyrians to the Babylonians, Persians, Greeks, and Romans, every great power of the ancient world passed through this crossroads of trade and faith. Around 586 BCE, the Babylonian Empire conquered Jerusalem and destroyed the first temple, forcing thousands of Jews into exile. This event began what's known as the Jewish Diaspora, the scattering of Jewish communities across foreign lands. For centuries afterward, Jewish people lived as minorities under foreign rule, often prospering culturally, but also facing suspicion and persecution. During the Roman era, tensions rose again. In 70 CE, the Romans crushed a Jewish rebellion and destroyed the Second Temple, one of the most sacred sites in Judaism. Many Jews were killed or sold into slavery, while others spread across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Still, wherever they went, they preserved their faith, traditions, and language. An extraordinary cultural continuity that would later make them targets of prejudice. In medieval Europe, Jews often served as traders, scholars, and moneylenders, professions restricted to them by law. But as the Christian church grew powerful, anti-Semitic myths spread, false accusations of greed, betrayal, and conspiracy. Jewish communities were expelled from England, France, and Spain, and massacres erupted across Europe. Despite this, Jewish scholars and thinkers made remarkable contributions to philosophy, medicine, and science. The modern era brought both progress and tragedy. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, nationalism swept across Europe. As new nations formed, minorities were often blamed for social and economic problems. This environment gave rise to the darkest chapter in Jewish history, the Holocaust. Between 1941 and 1945, Nazi Germany systematically murdered 6 million Jews across Europe. It was one of the greatest crimes against humanity ever committed. After World War II, the surviving Jewish population sought a homeland where they could live in safety and self-determination. In 1948, the State of Israel was established in part of their ancient homeland. But this decision, supported by the United Nations, also displaced hundreds of thousands of Palestinians who had lived there for generations. The result was immediate conflict between Israel and neighboring Arab nations. Wars in 1948, 1967, 1973, and ongoing struggles that continue to this day. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains one of the most complex and emotional issues in modern geopolitics. It is not a religious war between Jews and Muslims, but rather a political and territorial struggle, one deeply rooted in history, identity, and fear on both sides. So, why have the Jewish people always been connected with conflict? Partly because of geography. Israel lies in one of the world's most contested regions. Partly because of religion. Judaism introduced revolutionary ideas about one God, morality, and human responsibility. Ideas that challenged ancient empires and still influence billions today. And partly because of persistence. Through exile, persecution, and survival, the Jewish people have refused to disappear. Their story is not only about suffering, but about endurance. About how a small nation, scattered across continents, preserved its faith and rebuilt its homeland. It's a reminder of humanity's capacity to rebuild after tragedy, and a call to seek understanding rather than division. In the end, the story of the Jewish people is not just about war. It's about the pursuit of peace, the endurance of identity, and the hope that even after thousands of years of struggle, a better future is still possible.